What can you tease about your reaction when you got this script?
It was a mountain that I couldn't wait to climb, to be honest with you. Written by Harvey's finest, Tiffany Bratcher, which was a pleasant surprise when I found out that she was from my hometown. It made me extremely excited to work hard. I knew that this was going to be something that the city would appreciate and respect more than anything. So I just wanted to reflect that. But no, it was so much. It was so much. It was written so well, and the moments felt big off the page. And so it's this interesting feeling of like light anxiety. And I call it light anxiety because it's not dark, right? It's something that you honestly look forward to. There's nothing that you're really like scared to jump into. But the nerves are still very real. And so that's how I felt every day. Every day I knew was a big moment. You know what I'm saying? From top to bottom, there wasn't a moment that I felt like I could phone in or take a break on, or no moments were really like rest moments. Like sometimes you get scripts where it's like, okay, I see where the heavy lifting is, and then I see where I can rest and relax. But this script didn't really give me much time to relax. It was everything had to be on point, and yeah, I'm grateful for how it turned out. I think we all grew as a team from this episode for a fact.
That's fantastic. Well, certainly work-wise, Atwater stumbles into a dangerous situation. He's someone who never gets a break on his off or on hours. What can you share about what's going through his mind when he encounters the heist and what his kind of priorities are in that moment?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. His priorities in that moment are really to intelligence. What makes intelligence a unique and special group of first responders is that whenever we see darkness, we go in there, we run aside, right? And you have some people in those positions that do their best to help but add value long distance. And we're not built like that in intelligence. We're built to really run into the darkness and do our best with the light that we got. And so, we just catch Atwater. We catch Atwater one of those moments where he sees some darkness activate and he pulls up and does his best to add light, and the situation grows. The situation grows into something that obviously he couldn't have expected. But that experience within his within the unexpectation, so to speak, you know, it grows him towards the end. These are situations that we find ourselves in as first responders that we didn't know what to do exactly, but we'll know better next time. You know, so that's what's going through his head. He's got to do what he's got to do as soon as he sees something going wrong.
Yeah. Well, and as he's kind of investigating the case and everything that went down, there's
Mhm.
a witness that he has to deal with. What can you preview about that relationship and that dynamic and how he has to work with and, at times against her?
Yeah, that's I'm gonna be extremely transparent if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
Um, with Patrice is a great friend of mine who plays Teresa, and so it was fun for us to work together. But you know, as far as characters are concerned, I think Atwater one wants to do his best to be as soft and sensitive as possible with this black woman who he just watched lose her husband, and so now being a widow, how do I provide um, not just protection, but like a source of inspiration if I can. It's like I want to be a light and I want to encourage, as I know that she also has a son. Like their family has been broken at this point, and so like Atwater is doing his best to protect the black family first and foremost. But then there's this interesting conundrum where um, more lives are being affected and more people are losing mothers and wives, and sisters, you know. So, there does come a point where Atwater has to make a decision that he doesn't love, but he can live with if more lives will be saved. So, that's something that we watch Voight do all the time. Um, we watch him as a leader do some things that might feel unconventional and it might not feel like it's by the book necessarily, but it will solve the crime and it will save a life. And that's what our jobs are. Even down toward the end where we see Atwater has to, save the life of somebody who's been taking lives for the whole episode. You know what I mean? And so as long as you keep that as the priority, you know, we save lives first, we solve crimes if we can, and you save who you can save, and there is no right answer, there's no wrong answer. Um, Something I like to say sometimes is we don't write the rules, we can only right the wrongs. And so it's like that's where Atwater finds himself in at this point. Um, and yeah, it was just fun to play with. It was very fun to play with. Like this one of the first times I felt like um I was able to tackle a script and hit every note. The high ones and the low ones. I think I hit most of them.
Well, first of all, you're always fantastic in the show. But for you, as someone who has been doing this for so long and who has gotten to kind of play the complexities of Atwater, what is it like playing with a complex relationship with a witness when it's your friend? How does that change the dynamic of what you're able to bring to these scenes when it's someone you know and maybe you know their acting beats a little bit better than a guest star that you're meeting for the first time?
Hmm. Well, me and Patrice had never worked with each other at that capacity. I know her as a musical powerhouse. We met her when she was doing the Book of Mormon, when the Book of Mormon dropped 10 years ago in Chicago. She was great in The Color Purple on Broadway. And so like I was extremely surprised and impressed, to be honest with you, to see her on the battlefield the way that she did. And there's a I think there's an empathetic element um that you have towards both your friend and towards the character, right? There was LaRoyce Hawkins just wanted to be there for her. I know this is one of her first big picnics as far as TV is concerned. So, I obviously just wanted to make sure that she felt comfortable to be free and to do her best. And then, Atwater as a character wants something very similar for Teresa. You know what I mean? It's like, I really want you to be comfortable. I want you to feel like you can trust me. Um, and trust that I'll protect you. And so there's those dynamics I think found a parallel, as we work together, and it was cool to explore.